Well, good morning, folks, friends and neighbors and family, and today is chore day. Well, I already did a lot of my chores. Then went and did laundry. Yes, I got the light turned off, so it ain't. I went and did my laundry, got a few groceries, did my running in town. But I got a few little projects I want to do. I got me a paper towel holder. I want to install that, put that up. And I got me some gray blackout curtains to go on the bulkhead on the inside to help block some of that heat, because we're in a massive heat wave. It's not that bad today. I've got the doors open. It's muggy, but it's not too bad. But during the day, when the sun's shining, it comes through the windshield and heats up that metal bulkhead, and it's like an oven. It just radiates heat. All right, let's get started. First, let me say this. I bought this old cheap paper towel holder at Walmart. I mean, it's metal. I'm talking about the quality of it's cheap. It wasn't cheap on price. But what I paid for it, the old stingy folks wouldn't even give me 2 screws to mount it. But I got an idea. I don't know if it's going to work. I've got plenty of screws. I've got screws. I mean, they're falling out of every cubby hole I got. But my idea is I got this little container of these hooks. If you can see my big old hand, it screws in. I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's gonna work good. Can I turn it? Oh yeah. So in this hole where the screw goes, I'm gonna use these hooks to screw it to I'm probably gonna screw it to this little counter thing right here, cubby hole, whatever. I'm gonna use these hooks, and I'm thinking that can be dual purpose. So after I screw it in, it's not gonna stay real good, but just to give you an idea, after I screw it in there, I'm gonna have that hook right there, 2 of them. I can hang something on. I don't know what I hang there, but maybe my pocket keys or something, I don't know, but it gives me more utility. So that's the go. I don't know, where's my towel of paper? I don't know how I want to put it. I don't know if I want it like that. I'm thinking I want to put it at an angle. I thought about putting it up. I already see I don't like it up, because that's what's going to be happening. It's going to be sagging. I think I'm going to put it like just a slight angle. And the reason I want to mount it at a slight angle, so when I'm driving down the road, maybe keep it from vibrating off, If I put it at a slight angle, it shouldn't vibrate off. So it's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to shut the camera off. Just putting a couple of these screw things in here, and that's it. They ain't no need showing you that. I'll bring you back when I get it done. Alright, I got it mounted up there. Now I know some of you folks that are OCD, that being crooked is going to drive you insane. And it used to bother me. What is crawling on? Oh. I thought I had some crawling on me. There's a little string I got hanging here. That would used to bother me, but now I don't care. But I put it at a slight angle, so my thinking is, and I can always change it, I can always lower it back down. My thinking is when I'm driving down the road, it won't, vibrate and walk off. Now I've got this little rubber band on it right now to keep it from unrolling. I'm gonna come up with something better. I trust me, I don't even like that. That's gonna be aggravating. Every time I want some paper towel, I'm gonna have to take the rubber band off, and yeah, it's gonna get on my nerves. So I think what I'm gonna do, I don't have one right now. I think I'm gonna put me a little small screw right here, a little small screw here, and get one of them little mini bungees. And that's probably what I'm gonna do. I just don't have one right now. So anyway, project number 1 done. Project number 2. Where are they at? I got these, get a little bit better lighting. Not that, you know, I've ever tried that before, but I've got these blackout curtains, the gray. I started to get black, and black is hot and kind of holds heat. And since the interior is already gray, we hadn't got gray ones. I need to get, I'm fixing this tape. Tape's coming undone. I need to get some color in here, make it more lively, but y'all know I don't care about that. It would make it feel more homely if I got a little color in here, I guess. I may start trying to work on that. But anywho, next project is, I'm putting these up permanently. I'm not, because come winter, I'll need them too. Got my drill. I'm going to tap some holes down through there. First, I got to go in the back and I forgot to get my screws. And I've got some screws I think is going to work good for this. They're real short and they got a washer on the head of them. And I think first I'm going to put the curtains up there and see where it needs to go. And then I'm going to just take my drill and punch some little holes, then run the screws through there. I thought about using these. With that small shank on here, I don't believe I'll ever hold it. But it's starting to get hot in here now. See that little small right there? I don't think it'll ever hold that curtain. And I don't want to hook it on there. I want it to be pulled up tight against that. So let me dig in the back here and get my screws that I want to use. Get me a bit that fits some screws and start punching some holes in there. You know, now that I'm looking at that, I may mount it to the top because there's some metal strips like right there. I know it's dark, you can't see. See how that's gray and that's black? That's part of the bulkhead. It's metal. But let me play around with it, hold them up there and see how I want them, and then we'll come back and get them installed. Just a real quick side note. These blackout curtains came on this little hanger of sorts. Well, I don't know what you would call that, clothes hanger or whatever. I'm gonna repurpose that. Right on the side of my little basket, junk basket, I got one of them office paper clips that my washcloth that I clean my hands with, or wipe the counter or whatever. I always clip it up there. I think I'm gonna find a way to mount this somewhere, probably on the side of that box or something. And there's a perfect hanger for the washcloth. It's small, won't take up a lot of space, and I think it's gonna work good. So wham bam Bob's your uncle, here you go. I'm gonna repurpose that. Alright, there's a change of plans. I'm not gonna put this up today because this curtain, blackout curtain, is 83 inches long, which is plenty long, but it's only 40 inches wide. I did not measure that bulkhead. I just pictured in my head 40 inches would be plenty, because I'm only going to do from the door over. I have to do something different for that because I don't want to cover up all my electronics. Well, from the door over, this thing only covers to right about there, that rib right there. I don't like that. That's really not going to do anything. So we're going to come up with something else. I'll probably pick up another one. I'll have to go back to town, before the week's over with. I'll just pick up another one, get two, and probably now that I held it up there and got the look, and I was going to screw it to the bulkhead. I don't think I am. I think I'm going to get one of them small, cheap curtain rods and mount it up there, because, getting the door open will be aggravating. I use that door a lot. Yeah, that'll start. If I screw it solid, I can still open the door, but I'll have to either put a split in it in the curtain, or when I open the door, pull all that material around with it, and that'll start getting on my nerves. I can already see that. So I think what I can do is buy me a cheap curtain rod. You can get them for about $4 at Walmart. Just little flimsy cheap ones. Or I could take a piece of wire, either one. But I think I'm gonna do the curtain rod. Get another curtain, blackout curtain, and mount them on there to where, during the day or whatever, if I'm gonna use that door, I can just slide it across, open door, do whatever it is I'm trying to do and close it, you know, slide it back. I think that's the plan. We're gonna hold off on that. The last project, surely I can get this done. My little rubber yoga mat that I use to cover the window and block the heat, I've got it on magnets. That corner right there and that corner is on a magnet, so I can fold it. I don't have it sealed up right there or there. That way I can fold it open. You know, y'all have seen it open. But this side's starting to pull loose a little bit. I just used a hot glue gun, and it worked, and it's still working, but it's coming loose where these old hot summer days are heating that door up and the sun's hitting it and it's making that glue soft and it's coming loose. So I'm gonna try this stuff here. I don't know if it's gonna be any better, but I'm gonna give it a try. All right, yes, I got the air conditioner on high and cranking. It has gotten hot out there. Here's my shadow back because I have my studio lights on. I put some of that glue right there here. This glue, Loctite, vinyl, fabric, and plastic, flexible adhesive. Well, that's fine print. It also says it's for rubber, which that's what that is. I don't like it. Now, I can't say it's not going to work. I just put it on there all along the bottom right there and a little bit on top. And I can tell you I don't like it for this. I don't like it for this purpose. This stuff is real runny like rubber cement. It's actually thinner than rubber cement. I tilted it, was going to squeeze it, get some out, and it just started pouring out of this little tube. Now, Loctite is a good brand. They make good products. I'm not saying this product's no good. I just don't like it for that particular application. Now, maybe if I took it all the way off and laid it flat and put some of this all the way around it, let it get tacky, then put it up there, it'd probably been fine. I'm not doing all that. No, 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 no. We are not doing all that. So I went ahead and put some on the bottom. Made a mess doing it, but we'll see how it works. And if it gets, well, I know it's going to stick, but if it'll stay stuck on there with the heat and the sun and all that, we may take it down and redo it. Like I said, I want to leave this side here on magnets from there all the way around here. That way I can flip it open, have some natural light, see out my window. I'm trying to find, boy, I hit a high note there, didn't I? I'm trying to find, I'm looking around on Amazon, different places, Walmart.com, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to find a shade, you know, like a string type you pull up, or the wooden ones, the slats that just flip open, any kind of window shade that'll fit this window. I'm finding them small sizes for like RVs and all that. And I found one that pretty much measured perfectly from right there to right there. But up here, you can see how that door curves, and that also does it at the bottom. And that glass is also curved. It's narrower. It's smaller at the top right here than it is the middle or the bottom. So I'm having trouble. I can't find nothing to fit this window, a shade type deal, you know, like a Venetian blind or something along that measures. I just can't find one. It's such an odd shaped window. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. So what I believe I'm gonna do, I got a brother, he's pretty good at tinkering around with all kinds of stuff like that. I'm gonna commission him to try to make me some kind of, I don't really know right yet what I want, but something out of light wood. I'm thinking about getting some paint sticks, you know, the paint stirrers, buying a whole sack full of them things and see if he can make me the kind of blinds that are flat. You can just flip them open like this and flip them back down. That'll be something light, you know, the wood wise, easy to work with. And I believe he's smart enough he can do it. I could probably cobble something together, but it looked like, you know, a bomb went off in that window. It'd be horrible looking. So that's a future project. I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to ask him today. He stays so busy. He's got a family and a full-time job and mean neighbors, and he's just busy. I'm just going to mention it to him. If he ever sitting around bored on a rainy day, maybe he can piddle with it. But anyway, that's that. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to park this camera for the day. I got to go back to work tomorrow. It is 83 degrees in here, which it don't feel bad because I got the air blowing right on me. I just turned it on. But, yeah, unless something exciting happens, I believe this is going to be it for today. And I'll probably see you folks tomorrow or something like that. But we'll be back. All right, hello friends. and just got off work. Here, let me turn you around real quick. I figured I'd turn you around so I can show you my camp while I'm yapping. But I just got off work about an hour ago. I've come to a spot. This is just going to be an overnight camp. Yes, I got the air running because it is. See the condensation running down? Because it is miserable hot. Miserable. This is the hottest day we had out of this heat wave. And it's actually supposed to start cooling off the next several days. It's supposed to get cooler. Anyway, I've decided to try this spot here. I'm staying behind the van because the forestry road is just right down there. And you won't be able to see it, but I can see it. It's way right through them trees there. I've been to this spot a bunch of times, just kind of hanging out, sightseeing or whatever, but I've never tried to camp here. I'm going to try to camp here tonight. I shouldn't have no trouble. Got the Jenny running. I shouldn't have no trouble because this national forest allows camping in established campgrounds, of course. It allows backcountry camping, which means you put all your stuff in a backpack and head out in these woods and find you a place to camp. And as far as, like, you know, camper vans and, I don't know, RVs, SUVs, stuff like that, you can camp on any established road, gravel road. There's the forestry roads out there, but this right here is an established gravel road. And you gotta be at least 200 yards off the main forestry road. So I'm meeting them criterias. I'm way more than 200 yards off the main road. I'm right here on a established road, gravel road, and I'm definitely not creating a new site because I'm on this concrete pad right here that the old building used to be on years ago. So I don't think I should have any trouble. There's nothing posted that says no camping, stay out of here, hey, what are you doing here? There's no kind of signs like that, so I should be all right. Now, I don't know if you can see through there, there's no metal building. I've looked in there years ago. There's nothing in it. The roof's gone, the inside's gone. It's just that outer shell that you see. Actually, the reason I'm not going over there, because the last time I was here, which is a year or two ago, that thing was full of snakes. I mean, completely slammed full. I've probably seen 10. I was, not today, but I came here several years ago just exploring. And I went through the door, and like I said, the roof's collapsed, old tin roof. I was just, you know, picking up pieces of tin, looking for whatever, some kind of little relic that might have been in there, old cup or maybe, you know, an old calendar, you know, something old. And I picked up this piece of tin that had 2 snakes under it. It spooked me, don't get me wrong, it spooked me a little bit. Put the tin down, they didn't bother me, I didn't bother them. Rummaged around a few seconds, another snake crawled out from underneath a piece of wood. And we'll just get to the end of the story. I saw about 10 snakes. I said, well, I'm out. I'm out of this thing. We're gone. We gone. Oh, it's clouding up again. Beautiful blue skies, but I noticed all that back there is turning. Well, it is cloudy, not turning cloudy. Got sidetracked. Anyway, point all that rambling. It's just no metal buildings, nothing really to see. What you see there is really all there is. Don't ask me what it used to be because I have no idea. I don't even want to take a guess because I don't think this was you know, this place, all this woods back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, people used to live here. This used to be farms and homes and homesteads and stuff. And I'm not going to get into it. You can do your research online, but TVA come in here and just pretty much said, get your stuff and get gone. It's pretty much what happened. They ran people out of here. They like to put on their little story online, how they give everybody money for their place, and everyone was happy and dancing with butterflies around their head and went on their merry way. That's not true at all. If you like history and you like stuff like that, do your research on this place. They ran everybody out here. They burned down houses, took bulldozers and run over houses. It was bad. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. What we are talking about, we're on a concrete pad here. I don't think this was part of a homestead or not like this. I think this was put in here after TVA took it away from everybody. Now what it was, I don't know. Like this concrete pad here, As you can see, them boats, it had something bolted down to it. That building's a steel building on a concrete pad. I'm thinking it's something to do with TVA, something, you know, whatever. I don't even have, I can't even take a guess because I have no idea. But I think it's something they put in here. And it definitely wasn't last week. That thing looks like it's probably from the 40s or 50s or something. Because the dam was built in the 40s. Became operational in, now you can get online and look, Kentucky Dam. I think it became operational in 1948. I think that's when it was. When the project finished. 48 or 49, something like that. So I'm thinking maybe that ties into the making of Kentucky Lake and the Kentucky Dam, and that was just something they had here. Maybe workshops or, you know, something of that nature. It's definitely very old. It's 40s, 50s, maybe 60s. I wouldn't say it's any nearer than that. If we went inside there, you would understand it's pretty decrepit. And a lot of the metal and steel is almost rusting too, so it takes a long time to do that. Anyway, that's that. That's all I want to do. I just wanted to ramble at you for a few minutes. This is going to be camp. I believe we're going to be all right. If the ranger comes through, I don't think he'll make us move. Like I said, I've been in here, 100 times, you know, just exploring, walking off down them woods looking for homesteads and stuff. Been here a bunch of times. Now I was going to say you can get an RV in here. You can. This big old concrete pad, you can get 3 RVs on it. You can get an RV right through there, but around that corner, I don't think an RV can make it in. The road is wide and would be able to get one in, but all the yahoos and rednecks and everybody owns a Jeep has wallered the road out. It was just about the limit of what I want to take the van through. Now it's not muddy right now, it's dry, but it's just deep holes, and it really makes them suspension and stuff work. You can kind of see the gravel road. Now see that white line in the woods? That's the forestry road. They're never going to notice that van. I walk down, now the forestry road's a little bit further away on this direction where you come in because the way the land kind of curves. I walked out to the end of the road here and looked back. Halfway down the road, I couldn't even see the van no more. Just a slight reflection of the sun on the windshield was all I could see. And now the sun's behind the trees, you won't even be able to see that. So unless somebody just drives in here, or the park ranger or whatever just drives in here, I don't think they'll ever know I'm even here. Generator's super quiet. I mean, you might be able to hear it, but I doubt it, because I can barely hear it. Anywho, that's that. Now you know, and no one's half the battle. That old camouflage van, I love it. When the tree, oh wow, look at all the buzzards. Are you seeing them? Holy cow, I've never seen that many turkey buzzards at one time. There's got to be 40 or 50 of them. All them little black specks is turkey buzzards. What in the world? I have never seen that. That's crazy. I'm glad I looked up. Now I've seen 7 or 8, 9, maybe 10. I've never seen that many at one time flying together. Not that type of bird. We call them turkey buzzards. They're not a vulture, but they're just like a vulture. They're just no buzzard. Holy cow, I've never seen that many together. Are they flying around me? Listen here, sucker, I ain't dead. I've been sweating all day. I know I stink, but I ain't dead. That's insane. Well, there's a first for everything. Alright guys, I'm getting off here. Gonna get inside, get comfortable. I've already had my shower and I'm starting to sweat a little bit. That was pretty neat. I'm glad I looked up and seen that. They're starting to thin out now. They must be roosting somewhere. You know what? I just thought of something. If you go off in them woods, there's actually I'm gonna call it a trail, but it's an old road. There's another one in the buildings like that steel one. It's twice that size. And I remember that time I went in there there was a bunch of old turkey buzzards in there. Because they hiss at you. It's spooky. Even though if you're looking at it, you know what it is. It's that old hiss they do, man. It make your hair stand up. So I bet that's reason there are a bunch of them here. They're roosting still back in that building. But I'm gonna get off here. Just rambling along about an old bird. This is the second day. The previous clips, if I put them in, was a day, and today's a different day. Gotta work tomorrow. Something cool's happened. I'll show it to you. All right, I'll see you guys later. All right, I just got off work. How do you like my blue light filter? That's pretty neat. I bet you don't have one of these, do you? Actually, it's the sun coming through my vent cover. But anyway, that makes me look weird. Actually, it makes me look older. I don't like that. Anyway, I just got the, well, you can't see anyway. Just got the camper van set up. All my junk put back where it goes. Got the air conditioner cranking. It's a little bit warm in here, but I just started the aerial cool down. So let's step outside. I'm gonna show you this unique spot I'm camping. Just for the night. I gotta work tomorrow, so this is just a one night, overnight stay type thing. I just wanted to come here because I've been seeing this spot for a long time, and I don't know, nothing special about it. I just want to camp here. Plus, this forest is very, I don't know what's going on this week, but this forest is packed. Every campground's full. Some of my usual spots, there's people there. I don't know where all these people came from. They just showed up. It wasn't like this 3 or 4 days ago. I mean, we had a normal summer crowd, but this place is packed. So I come way out here where I know nobody's gonna come out here and bother me because I'm a long way from the water. The water's probably 7 or 8 miles from me, so ain't nobody gonna come here. So let's go outside and look at my camp real quick. Whew. It is hot out here, folks. All right, we ain't gonna stay out here long. It's 97 degrees with 89% humidity. It is miserable out here. And obviously I'm not in no shade. What are you doing camping in the weeds, you big idiot? I don't know. I just wanted to camp here. Oh man. I'm already starting to sweat and I didn't have my shower. What this is, I'll tell you real quick. What you're looking at here, this used to all be heavy, dense forest. I cannot see my phone. The sun's so bright, I'm hoping you can see all this. This used to be all heavy, dense forest. Just like over here. We are camping in the path of the December 2021 EF4 tornado path. It came through Kentucky. Did massive damage all across the state. Did a lot of damage to this forest. You want to know how big the tornado was? Now this is, what you're looking at here is all new growth, and of course that's just weeds. Right here's the original tree line. Well, not the tree line, but you know, what that heavy, dense wood you're seeing there, that's old growth, been here forever. You have to bear with me. I can't see my phone. I'm using my phone. I can't see my screen because it's so bright. But if you'll see that tree line way over there, see that ridge? That tree line down through there? That is original forest, original woods. If you'll notice, there's no trees in between that tree line. I mean, there's a couple little scraggly ones here, but in between that tree line way over there, like right here, there's no trees. And that's probably that's a good 3/4 mile. It may be a tad bit further from that tree line over there on the horizon. All that clearing all the way to this tree line right here. You know, see all these woods right here? That's how wide the tornado was. This is the path it went through. It came from that direction. Actually, it came from more over that way. I don't know if you can tell, but back over here, some pretty heavy dense forest. The clearing goes off that direction. It came through here. Now, I'm not gonna walk to these old weeds, it's ticks and everything. I'll be eaten alive. Maybe you can see, but there's a couple of scraggly old trees left. Don't get me wrong, but This used to be heavy, dense forest. And the clearing goes way off down that hillside. It went right through here. This is the path of that big, huge tornado. None of these trees were cut down. It was all ripped out of the ground by the tornado. They're all gone. The logging crew come here and cut everything up and, you know, got anything of value timber-wise and got rid of it. And it went for miles and miles across Kentucky, doing the same amount of damage it did here. Tore up homes, businesses, other forests, just complete destruction. But anyway, that's where we're at. We're camping in the tornado path. Side note, about a mile down the road here is an old church. Thankfully, it didn't get the church. That church has been here since the 1800s. Of course, it's been modernized, you know, the siding and the roof and all that's, you know, like keeping it in good shape so it don't just crumble, fall apart. But it's about a mile down the road here. I've took you to it once before. I was gonna go there this afternoon, but when I was coming in here, there was 2 vehicles in front of me, and this road dead ends to that church, so I know that's where they was going. And I saw this spot right here, all this rock on the ground, everything's with the old logging crew. This is one of their, you know, real quick roads they made to get back in here to get these old damaged trees and things. Now you would not want to camp here, and I may never camp here again. I just wanted to do it. But you would not want to camp here when it rains or it's going to rain, because this is nothing but dirt. I mean, there's some rock in here, but there's more dirt than rock. And it's disturbed dirt. It's not hard pack. It's dirt that's been turned over many times. Equipment joked through it and everything like that. So when it rains, this just turns to soup. You would have to stay right where you're at and not move, or get somebody to pull you out. Well, a 4-wheel drive truck or something like that might be able to get out. This van wouldn't. It's just 2-wheel drive. I would be stuck here. Anywho, that's what we're doing today. I'm getting back in the van. It is roasting out here. The sun's right there. Well, right there, just cooking me. No shade whatsoever. I'm going back in the house. I'll see you folks later. All right, guys and gals. Quick update. The week is over. This is actually Saturday. I come out to a place that I usually camp. Yeah, I think I've brought y'all out here. It's been back in the early part of the year. It was, you know, in like a big pine tree canopy, and I said I was going to tell you where all my secret camps was, and then I changed my mind because I didn't want nobody to know because I'm greedy. But anyway, that's where I came to last night after work. Drove all the way out here. It's a long ways too, from where I'm going to say home base, not really home base, but kind of the area I hang out to here. You know, from there to here is a pretty good little drive. And I was tired. Been a long week. The heat and humidity and manual slave labor had beat me up pretty bad. I was tired, so I drove all the way out here expecting to spend the whole weekend. Like I said, this is Saturday. I got here late yesterday afternoon. Got set up, got settled in. I didn't even feel like messing with the camera. I didn't even say, hey, look at me, here I am. I just cleaned up, got me something to eat, and I laid down. I was out by 8:30. I was asleep. Anywho, sometime in the night, I didn't even look at my clock. Big old large group rode in. I was right by the water. I knew that was a big mistake. I don't know why I did that. But a big old large group rode in, and they was hooting and hollering and being loud and beating and banging. You know, just enjoying the same area I am. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I figured, no, I'm not going up there. I figured, you know, it's just a weekend crowd being a little rowdy, letting off steam. They was going to leave later on in the morning, you know, 1 or 2 o'clock or whatever. They didn't leave. They beat their drums all night long. I mean, I bet it was probably 4 o'clock in the morning before it got quiet. So I did the best I could as far as sleep goes, and it's like 9 o'clock now. I actually dozed back off this morning, but I made me some coffee, and we on the road. We're getting out here. after I got up this morning and actually looked out, they're set up for the long haul. They've got 35 tents out there and tables and whole smoking fire full of beer cans, and they're here for the weekend. So I'm gonna let them have it. I'm heading out here. I'm going back. I don't really actually know where I'm going, but I'm probably gonna go to one of my usual spots far from the water that nobody wants to be at. That way I can get a little personal space. I don't know, that sounds like I'm a grumpy old man, but really, honestly, I'm just a grumpy old man. Anywho, I'm gonna be going by a water station, so I might as well top my water off. I don't really need any, but since I'm going right by it, I'm gonna top my water off, and then we'll go find us a camp. So I'll see you here in a little bit. Okay, I just topped off my water at the water station. Didn't need a whole lot. It took about a whole 2.5 gallon or so in my drinking tank, and then my little spray bottle one, probably a gallon. It was about half full. Bought a new filter, so I had to sit here, and I don't like wasting water, but I had to hook up my new filter to that hose, let it run about a minute, 45 seconds or a minute, get all that loose carbon out. And if you ever buy a new filter, the first time you run water through it, it just comes out either solid brown or black. It's all that dust, I call it filter dust, if you got a carbon filter. Anyway, I had to do that, so we got that done. My goodness, my brain is scrambled this morning. I ain't getting no sleep. So now I'm gonna go find I was gonna go find a camp spot, but it's not that hot today. The sun is pretty, yeah, she's warm, but the humidity's not bad. I may go find somewhere just to walk around or something. But hang in there, give me a minute, and we'll see what we can get into. Okay, guys, I just came back to a regular that I use quite often. I actually stopped at 2 other places, but it's insane. I forgot school around this area here. School's starting back here in about a week, and everybody's out doing their last big hurrah. Got their boats out and camping, and which is great. I like seeing that instead of laying up on the couch all day watching old YouTube like I do. They're out enjoying nature, and that's pretty awesome. But what that does is hinder me. You're in my spot. No, I know a bunch of places. This one here, I just don't understand why. Here we are. I got the doors off. The sun is very hot, but the humidity is like nothing. I didn't use the old Jenny and air conditioner last night, and I probably won't use it tonight either. It's pretty nice. But anyway, I got the doors open, letting it cool down a little bit. This has got just a solid metal floor with a rubber mat. I got a little carpet back here, so I can take my shoes off the door and feel all homey back here. But what that does, the heat from the engine and the exhaust runs right down through here, and the muffler, that's my diesel heater exhaust, but the van muffler is right about here, and it just radiates heat through that metal floor. And wintertime, when I got this van, it's still kind of cold. That was awesome. Not so much in the summer. So I got the doors open, letting some of the heat escape out of there. Y'all recognize this camp. We ain't gonna go into it. Yeah, we will. Big mud hole. White van won't make it through. Motorcycle camped there. Tent camped with the car there. And pretty much every rig I've had here. So, like I was saying, I don't know why nobody ever uses this spot. The water, that's all lake, that kind of light you're seeing through the trees. That's not, well, that's the sky up there, but down there's a lake. So, occasionally, obviously there's tracks here. People's been coming here, but every single time I come here, there's no one here. It's like it hardly ever gets used. I think one reason being this spot here, well, of course, people's rutted it all up and everything, but you're way up above the water. I bet this embankment's probably, I don't know, I'm just throwing out a wild guess. It's got to be 100 foot above the water level. If you see this road going down, it goes way down. And that's another reason why I think this spot doesn't get used that much. Now, fishermen, people with their little kayaks and canoes, Jeeps, now they come out here all the time. I'm just talking about camping and the general tourist season. And they don't bring the little travel trailers and RVs back here, I think because of that right there. For one, the road's not bad. It's narrow, and it's got a lot of overhanging tree limbs. You could get a Class C or a trailer back here, but I wouldn't do it. Especially not a trailer, there's nowhere to turn around. Once you start in on this road, you're committed. Now, a van, just like being on the highway. But I think the reason that people don't do it, because they've been back here and had to fight to get out, or they've looked on the Google's map or whatever. But this road is down, all the way in, this road is downhill. You come around, and it really drops off right here, going down to the water. That's the water you're seeing right there. I know it looks downhill on camera, but it's still not showing how steep it is. I don't even go down there in the van. I can, and I know I could come back out. Now, after a big rain, I probably wouldn't try it because this ground would be soft and that gravel would dig ruts. But, yeah, I don't even want to do the van that way. If you can see, it may not be showing up, but people coming out, you gotta get a run at it, get a little speed going. If you don't, right in this area right here, it shoots up. You see they've spun and dug and held it to the floor and said yeehaw on their way up this hill. And I just ain't gonna treat my old van like that. Well, for one, I can't afford to beat it up because it's my home and my daily driver. So I gotta take care of it. I gotta be gentle to it and have as least of problems as possible. Now, it's mechanical. There's no denying sooner or later I'm gonna have an issue. You know, I always hate when that day comes, but don't be naive. If you're a full-time traveler or just starting out, doesn't matter if you're in a van, RV, motorcycle car, it don't matter. Don't be naive and think it's gonna be peaches and cream every single day. Sooner or later, it's gonna happen. I don't care who you are, what you're driving. It's mechanical. You can do top-notch service. Every day I kind of go over this, check my fluids, look underneath, touch things, see if anything's loose. I'm very picky about it. But it's still going to happen, folks. Don't be scared about it. You're going to break down. You're going to have a flat. I mean, God forbid, something, transmission motor, something's going to go wrong. It's going to happen. Don't be naive and think it's not. Don't think you're going to drive 1,000,000 miles and nothing ever goes wrong. Just have a plan, be prepared, have a little rainy day money put away. Just have a game plan. And keep your head up and hold your head high. Don't get discouraged. Don't get frustrated, upset, cry, and spill your milk and all that. Just be ready for it. It will happen. Have it in the back of your mind that, hey, it might be next week or it might be 3 years, but you're going to break down. And it's usually going to be in the most inconvenient time and place possible. That's usually when it happens to me. Now me, I'm always out in places like this. I'm probably 2 hours from any kind of, well, not two. I'm at least an hour from any kind of mechanic shop or parts store or whatever. So I got to do things myself because I keep myself in these situations. So I carry a few things with me. I definitely carry tools. But as far as parts, I carry just a few basic parts. Things that normally I shouldn't say break down all the time, but things that normally that break more often than not. Fan belts. Now this fan, I don't have one, but I normally carry like an alternator with me or a starter. They seem to go out quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, but more than not, it's going to be like an alternator goes bad or a starter goes bad, or especially if you're doing the van thing, you're pretty rough on your alternator. You're asking a whole lot from it. Charging like me, I charge phones and flashlights and cameras on the dash, and I work it pretty hard. So I need, actually, now I'm saying that, I need to pick up an extra alternator. buy a new one and put it in here, because I don't have one for this. But I got belts, light bulbs for the lights, and just your little nickel and dime stuff that happens all the time. That way it don't set me back too bad. One thing I do need to work on, well, today I'm gonna work on that. All of a sudden, it's starting to get a little surface rust there. I don't know where that came from. It just started. But that's definitely a project for today. But something I need to do, I was going to do it today, but I need to check on, I got a spare, but I can't get it down. Kind of see it right there. I can't find a rod. You gotta stick a rod through here and crank that spare down. I haven't even checked that thing. It could more likely be flat. It's got good tread. It's never been used. Still has paint on it. As far as I know, that thing may be flat, but I keep putting it off. I gotta go to a junkyard or Ford dealership or Amazon or somewhere and get me that rod. Well, I can't even see. It kind of goes in an angle, I guess. But anyway, there's a rod that goes in there, and you spin it, and it cranks that tire down. It's on like a little winch thing. I never did find it in here when I bought this van, so I got to get me one of them. Because I got a spare, but technically I don't have a spare because I can't get the cotton picking thing down. Now I'm putting that on my little list I got inside. That's getting done this week. If nothing else, I'll order it off Amazon. I guess you can get one on there. I'm just assuming you can. And I gotta get me a jack. I've got a bottle jack, but I don't think it's a 1 ton, which is plenty. You're only gonna be picking up one wheel at a time, one corner. So that one little 1 ton bottle jack, more than plenty. But I don't think it's tall enough. And I don't want to carry 75 concrete blocks or 41 bricks to put underneath there to make it tall enough. So I need to find me a jack. And them are 2 things I've been goofing off and haven't done. It needs to be, as a matter of fact, it's going to get done this week. Anywho, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to touch that up before I forget about it and keep putting it off. I ain't got no sandpaper. I need something to scratch. I can probably take my pocket knife and it's just surface rust. I can scratch it loose. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. Turn this camera off and do that right now. And then I haven't eaten yet. It's 10:52. Camera wouldn't focus on it. So I'm going to go have lunch instead of breakfast. Repair that, get inside and cook me some lunch. I think I'm going to have breakfast, but have it for lunch. Cook me some sausage and eggs and stuff. And then, I don't know, maybe hang out. It's hot today, but like I said, it's not humid. I'm not sitting there pouring sweat. I'm hot, like heat hot, but I'm not sitting here just sweating to death. So that's pretty nice. So I'm probably not going to get the Jenny out. Cools off a little bit tonight. Depending on what it does tonight, I can't sleep hot. If it's based off of last night, I probably won't even get it out. I'm right here by the water. As of right now, there's a breeze coming off of there. It may quit later on, but all right, that's the plan. I'm sitting there rambling. Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth. I'm getting off here, folks. I'll see you probably, if not this afternoon, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Just been hanging out. It got a little cloudy, so the sun's gone in, and we got a nice breeze off the water. It feels amazing. After that oppressive heat, it feels so good now. As you can see, I don't have the generator running, no air conditioner running. I have been sitting here watching a little bit of YouTube. Took me a nap. Like I said, I didn't sleep at all this night. They were so rowdy. Took me a nap. But I woke up hungry, or I woke up wanting something in my belly. So I'm going to have a very late lunch. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have cook me some eggs, cook some sausage patties. Instead of buying a roll, I buy these already made up, however you want to say it. I'm going to go ahead and cook them all because I don't want to put this back in my refrigerator. I'm probably going to eat 4. make a sandwich out of two, eat two of my eggs, and I put these back in the refrigerator. But I'm gonna go ahead and cook them all, that way I don't have any raw sausage in my refrigerator. But that's the plan, friend. That's what I'm gonna be doing. So let's get this show started.
Holy cow.
Alright, I got the sausages cooking. I decided to just go ahead and make me two sandwiches. I'm gonna put one sausage on each one, then egg on each one. So yes, I got cheese and cabbage on there. Yes, I like cabbage with sausage. Call me crazy. One of them's gonna have Taco Bell on there, and the other one's gonna have Taco Bell Diablo, which is that one right there. I love that Diablo sauce. These branded sauces, you know, from restaurants at the Walmart, they're not that bad. Like this was $2 and something. Now this one was a little bit spicy. It was $2.97, but it's quite a bit in there. And that stuff, you know, this is one of them sauces that you just use a little bit. You don't just drown something in it. That's what it's gonna be. So when the sausage gets done, I'm gonna flop them on here, get my eggs, flop them in here, flop them about 3 times, and then flop them over here, flop that right there, and I'm gonna cram it in my mouth. Okay, so I probably won't bring you back for nothing else. Y'all have seen cooked sausage, you've seen sandwiches, so there you go. I'm gonna put this old camera down, finish it, enjoy my little video, enjoy my food, and enjoy this weather. Well, the sun's come back out, but I don't know if you can see the leaves moving. Still a nice cool breeze come off that water. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, I'll see you folks after a while.
It was being blown out from the breather, but this developed as we were driving. Initially it was...
Well, good morning, everyone. Man, I slept like a baby. This has been a pretty good camp. I think we're going to be moving on today. Man, it blends in so good. But yeah, I believe we're going to be moving on today. Get a little closer to town. So I got to work tomorrow. So my neck hurts. I'm getting old. My neck hurts. So yeah, I'm gonna move on and get closer to town. That way in the morning I get up, I can just, you know, head on to work. Actually, I need to get a few supplies. I need to fill the van up with gas. Here, let me turn you around. Yeah, still half asleep. Slept too good. But yeah, I need to fill the van up with gas. Get a few little supplies. Nothing, not a lot. Just need to give me some more milk. I'm about out of milk. Oh, heron. Heard something squalling, carrying on over there. It's one of them herons, blue herons. But anyway, it's been a pretty good weekend. I'm so glad it cooled off some. I mean, you know, like I said, the temperature was still high, but the humidity, there was pretty much no humidity. And that made it feel so nice. I'm telling you folks, it's been rough around here. It's not so bad, you know, if you do your daily thing, go to work, whatever, and you come home to your house and you got your little air conditioner and you jump in the shower. I thought I had neighbors down there, but it don't look like it, but there's actually gravel kind of a parking area there. I thought I saw a car. But yeah, anyway, when you're in a van or an RV or something, it just multiplies any of your heartaches. It just doubles. So anywho, I haven't had my coffee yet. I just woke up about, 40 minutes ago and got out, stretched my legs and get limbered up a little bit, and I'm gonna get in there and make some coffee. Not really hungry, so I'm probably not gonna make any breakfast. I ate kind of a late dinner last night, so I'm not that hungry. Anyway, yes, I'm being quiet. I see stuff that I can't show you because this little camera won't pick it up. On this tree right here, there's I guess it looked like a salamander, but I guess it was a lizard. Salamanders live on the ground, but it was spiraling around that tree going up it. It don't take much to amuse me, folks. All right, but I'm gonna get off here. I want to thank everyone for joining me. Next week we'll pick up right here. I guess probably the beginning of next week's video will be me leaving this camp and doing whatever we do. I know this hasn't been a very exciting one this time, but it's just been rain, heat, humidity, suppressive. I got a job, I gotta be an adult. We just didn't get to do nothing this time. But I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. I like being out here. This is my happy place. But anywho, I'm gonna get off here. Thank everyone for hanging out with me, joining me on this old crazy trip we call life. I'll say hello to all my friends, family, subscribers, anybody who may be stopping by. Yeah, you know what I say, get out there and enjoy life. Don't waste it. It's short. It goes by so fast. I mean, you may be a young, blonde-haired little stud muffin running around, but you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to look like this. Old gray hair, your back going to be hurting, all broken down. This happens in a blink of an eye, folks. So don't waste your life. Get out there and enjoy it. Make every minute count. And I reckon that's going to be it. Until I see you folks next time. God bless you.